All right, so iBUYPOWER graciously waiting, but it looks like we will wait no longer. It's the lower bracket game between iBUYPOWER and Rambis Fan Club. Winner of this proceeds to the lower bracket finals. Loser goes home, exits the playoffs with nothing but a handshake. We've got a heavy favorite in this one in iBUYPOWER, and we've got an underdog, certainly, in Rambis Fan Club. It should be compelling watching, we hope. Here comes our break in 5 seconds, Clay. I'm hoping that we see something unconventional. I'm hoping we see something like speed on the first round, because speed can overwhelm on a map with slow rotations. We got a huge subway push here. The bomb trailing, thinking that it would have gone to mid. Crosby's a little late here, but it's okay. As the trail man with the bomb, you tend to be in good shape. Here comes the push. Anger stood with the nade, decided that I probably should drop out here. Here comes the push with the smoke. He needs to take down one. He's got 3, 4. No, he takes down 3, does his job. 2 left for the Rambis Fan Club, and they're stuck in the horseshoe. They're in a bad position. They can't back out because of that rotate, and Colin is quite amazed with what just happened. 1 in CTJ. Crosby evens it up. Days goes down, is down to a 2-on-3. Pistol round still pretty much as it was moments ago. Nobody's moved. It's just a stalemate. They're trying to feel this one out. AZK lands the long USB headshot, and now it's down to the Wolf, who we did say, with a name like the Wolf, has to clutch all the time.
Absolutely has to clutch. I mean, that was a good play by Anger, dropping that smoke, making it harder for the Terrorists to come out, see him when he comes out. Picks up the bomb, though. He might... 57 seconds left. I think he's surrounded, though. He can't really go anywhere at this point.
I think the thought was to fake people out and cause them to rotate, but I think he played it a little bit too heavy-handedly, or a little bit too light-handedly maybe, and didn't sell it enough. So now he's stuck fighting people here. 40 seconds left. He's consigned himself to just making the shots, so he'll try AZK first. He's tagged him a couple times. He's actually been faster than AZK on a couple of peaks, and he might win this battle unless Adren cleans him up, which he does. There it is. iBUYPOWER tax on the first.
Yeah, so like I was saying, great play by Anger, dropping that smoke after he saw them coming up, and he picks up 2. I thought he actually got 3, but, you know, Anger and Adren's names look so much alike. Adren was actually in the site to help him out, so, I mean, good play by those guys, good hold, and they took out 3 really quick, which just made holding inside that much easier, and we're seeing some Famas being bought now, so they should be able to hold on to this one as well, and I'm seeing a nade from the Wolf. Not sure what he's planning on doing with that, since he's the only
Could be a set strategy here. Here comes an initial push. They are looking to get AZK pushing through, and they did. They just didn't line up the shot. The Wolf had the right idea, loses that battle. I see a comment in chat from Profinius, one of our viewers, saying, why do they have to play these kind of teams? Well, this is CEVO-Main. There was no CEVO professional division. iBUYPOWER, Complexity, Reliable, Frost, Homeless, they all joined this league playing in the main division, hoping that there would be a reward for them. And there has been. In Season 4, there will be a CEVO professional division. So they are playing main level teams as it stands. This is the final time that this will probably ever happen. Probably a historic moment if we look back on it years from now.
Exactly.
You're witnessing history or something. Crucify steps out, trying to fight a Famas. Not having too much success bringing down anybody for kills, but doing significant damage. Oh, never mind. Round ends just like that. Dual headshots from AZK and Anger. iBUYPOWER tacks on 2-0.
I thought we were... You know, I made my predictions based on Mirage, but whatever. We'll keep them the same.
Okay, well...
I just realized. I doubt it'll change too much, but yeah.
All right. No thoughts from Clay on the round. It was just my predictions might be wrong. I might be.
Just that thought just popped in my head and took up everything I had. So I mean, there's nothing too special about that round, anyways. I mean, iBUYPOWER had the guns, whereas Rambis was on the eco, and they really just couldn't do anything to overwhelm him right there. So
that's true. Clay was just protecting himself as insurance, so in case he was wrong. Here comes a split push, and one coming through the upper rafters was unsuccessful. Colin and Crosby clean up well, though. They trade out, and they could pick up some guns here, but Anger, ooh, well, he makes it very difficult to pick up weapons. Punches a couple holes through the Wolf, and Adren follows up. Ooh, nice! Colin on fire with the pistols. Here comes the Ninja Defuse. Skadoodle will defuse it as Colin tried to come in and find him. They smoked him out, Clay. Great move there to force him to run through it.
Forcing through rebuys and getting the bomb down, definitely not a bad eco round in. That's going to afford Colin the op, as we do see, so I'm going to go to his perspective. Seeing an op on Skadoodle, I want to see how Colin fares in middle. I would think he's going to go for this pick, I would assume.
No, it looks like not. He'll run toward red, maybe be main, and hopefully try to pick an early aggressive AZK. He might make it in time if he just whips out his op right now and hits this shot. He'll set up his team really, really well. Here comes the flash and the shot. Daze goes down. It's not AZK this time, and a charge. AZK trades out the Wolf. He will not peek again now that he knows there's an op in front of him. The rotate is early from Anger and Skadoodle. They show no respect from decent or advanced play. They're assuming that they're going to just keep pressing the bomb site, and that's a right assumption, right? You're playing a team like this, they're going to try to overload you with numbers, so rotating early for iBUYPOWER is the right play, and the right play for Skadoodle is just nailing your shots. Out-opping Colin, one behind try, Carl steps up and has to fight with everybody in his face. One left, that's just Crosby. He's the number 8 man, standing at the B main, smokes the doorway for himself, and makes it very difficult to even peek forward. I can't really tell you what he's thinking right now, aside from the fact that he may be trying to stall for time.
Yeah, not sure why he did that smoke, like you said, you know, it just kind of blinded him for the most part, and it's not really going to hurt anything. Skadoodle's there waiting with the op, does get the kill. I think he should have probably tried to save that gun, at the very least.
Yeah, probably could have, probably should have, but now they are forced back into an eco. iBUYPOWER is up 4-0 on Kurt Rambis Fan Club.
One thing about that pick that I noticed that Colin got onto Dazed early on, they should have noted that, you know, their new play style is to try to force the trade, so he should have known that there was another member of iBUYPOWER coming back, so the Wolf should have been able to try and get that kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, and Clay right now, for those of you who aren't fanatical CSGO watchers, he's talking about an interview, a post-game interview from the ESEA Season 15 LAN where Daze purposely let the viewers know after their victory over Titan that they actively sought, excuse me, that's not a word, sought trades with Varigames or Titan every time they engage. Crucify nails a beautiful entry there, blowing away Anger, who does a cartwheel landing backwards on his head. He's entered into A, and he's caused 2 rotates from Skadoodle and Adren. The bomb is lurking in mid. Colin is waiting, telling his teammate that I can't make it there in time. You got to stall for time and try to do the best you can. Crucify did not see the man in construction. He's got one to his left, and he's going to get earholed right now. He hears the shot, backs up, and realizes, God, I just got really, really, really lucky. So he'll back off, thinking that I've probably dodged a bullet, quite literally. 55 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the split take. Adren flicks a flash, will engage Colin, loses that battle. Colin gets the first kill into that bomb site since Crucify landed his entry. Easy bomb plant. AZK must 1-on-3 clutch. It looks like he's gonna try it. One right at the quad goes down. That's Colin. One more at the horseshoe goes down. That's Crucify. One at the bucket is engaging him now. That's Crosby. He'll go for the smoke diffuse. Crosby tags him at bucket, backs up, and wins the battle. Kurt Rambis puts up 1.
Yeah, very nice round. That was some ballsy moves there by Crucify when he was peeking Skadoodle, because he had a smoke grenade, and he could have easily just smoked that where Skadoodle was and blinded him and got an easier entrance into the site. I think maybe he just didn't realize it or forgot that he had the smoke grenade. But yeah, he decided to just rather, you know, go Rambo and charge him with his AK, which it happened to work out for
I love it.
time.
I absolutely love it, though.
Yeah.
I also love this scout. Go to our number 8. We're going to follow Crosby for the duration of this round until he perhaps dies. If we get a pusher here, they're going to get scouted. He's looking for the scout headshot, but we know that iBUYPOWER likes to crouch peek because of... Oh, no, no!
Well, he got a headshot, it just wasn't on the right play.
Clay could not have said it any better. He got a headshot, but who did he get a headshot on? The Wolf. 2 health remaining. I'm face palming and you can't even see right now.
Oh my god.
Here comes the push. Crosby steps out. AZK has a really hard time cleaning up that shot, but at maybe the 18th or 19th shot, finally brings down Crosby, picks up a weapon, charges him with his pistol, still loses the battle to the Wolf, who had only 2 health, by the way. And now, 4 remain for iBUYPOWER. 3 for Kurt Rambis Fan Club. They'll have to hit a good entry to get into a bomb site here. The bomb was dropped back at spawn. It's a 1-on-1 battle between Colin and Adren. Colin wants to take it. He's going to go head-to-head with Adren and lose that battle. This round is almost certainly iBUYPOWER's. The energy just sapped out of him.
I'm still just thinking about that. That was just so funny. We were watching him so intently, and then for that to happen was just, it was too comical.
It's like on America's Funniest Home Videos or something.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna see what he wants to do with this scout. He's definitely looking for the headshot, and then boom, right as he walks by, like, oh my god.
iBUYPOWER leads by 4. Their money situation looks alright. Not perfect. Of course, they did lose the round that last time they faced off in Bombsite 8. Kurt Rambis Fan Club now forced to the eco. Wonder if they have an eco round set up for this. It looks like they are moving with purpose. 4-1 split. One heading toward the red room or even up toward B main. Our number 8 man, that's Crosby. The rest all heading toward Subway. No, now reversing back to T-spawn. Toward red, don't know if it's toward vent or toward B main. Dazed and AZK just spray violently, viciously through the smoke, not letting anyone pass through. It just happened to be Crosby who was waiting there in the smoke. The turnaround will lead to an eventual engagement. No rotates yet from the other side of the map. They're, well, to be honest, probably not needed at this point. AZK lands a good one. 2. Daze cleans up and Crucify the last. 1 tap by AZK. Beautiful shots there. Very, very expertly controlled weapons.
Yep, and that smoke really held him back right there. Crosby doing trying to blindly fire through the smoke, which gave away his position and gave Daze the early kill onto him, which made it a 4 versus 5 for Kurt Rambis Fan Club, which definitely wasn't doing him any favors because, I mean, obviously they were already on the eco round, which is going to be hard enough for him, but it looks like they're going for a double eco. Crosby and Carl, though, buying AKs, and could be a miscommunication because Crosby now going to probably be too low to buy something on the next round. Crosby should be okay in terms of money, though.
Yeah, Colin's gone down. He was a pistol-wielding terrorist for this round. The two important ones, as Clay noted, are the two AK wielders, Carl and Crosby. They are located in spawn, and there's Crucify, who stepped up. He had a pistol into the subway. The last two AK wielders still up, just kind of toting around. A minute 20 left is not enough. Excuse me, way too much, not enough, way too much to be just putting around and hoping for the best. It's not enough time. iBUYPOWER, a team as knowledgeable as they are, know that you're probably trying to hold on to something and will hunt you down. Anger tried to do just that, loses the battle of Carl. Like we said, you know, they are clearly the underdogs, but it's amazing how well they can shoot. They just don't have the coordination that iBUYPOWER is fielding.
Or the consistency, really, I guess. But yeah, they do have good shots. As you see, iBUYPOWER AZK taking 2 down on that nice defense. The number 8 man Crosby was probably a little bit slow in taking that site at the same time.
Very impressive that AZK could group all those shots together in that tiny window down to jail. Cleaning that up on Crosby makes it 7-1. iBUYPOWER making the case that they should definitely be the ones in the lower bracket finals.
Yep, and now we are seeing a buy here from everybody. And like I said, Carl, not enough money. He's going to go for a P250 and some armor. Maybe follow Colin around and try to get his oppie should he fail at getting a pick. And Colin still not testing mid out, not trying to go up against the offer skadoodle over there. So pretty smart.
I'm quite confident that nobody's going to step in front of Colin this round. So this time, let's see if he gets a pick. We're going to get a recap at some point. Oh, AZK making it that much harder, landing beautiful shots on Crosby and the Wolf, spraying down the outer by pushing up to that top railing. Colin, easy shot, trades out AZK, punishing him for his greed. What I wanted to recap play was the last time and that we saw iBUYPOWER playing Complexity, which is the match that sent them down to this round. Colin hits another shot here. It's down to a 3-on-3. Weapons for everybody, practically. Dazed enters, brings down the offer. If Carl can clean this one up, he's got a chance. Adren is having a hard time hitting that shot. Now it's down to Crucify to hold on to the side. He can't land the kill. He's down to just himself. Loses that battle and an easy defuse. So the last time, you know, we saw them, and the questions that this is drawn from is how did iBUYPOWER even land in the lower bracket? Well, they got bumped down by Complexity, didn't they?
They did. I unfortunately can't. It probably was actually Season that they got bumped down. So yeah, they had a close match on Season and they got bumped down.
It was Nuke.
Was it Nuke?
It was Nuke, and it was
wasn't that close.
16-12, I believe.
And you're right. It ended up being close, but I believe Complexity like completely wrecked on the first half with his start T side, which you don't think would happen, but then iBUYPOWER is able to answer back with a good T side of it.
Yeah, you can tell that iBUYPOWER is starting to lose respect for this Kurt Rambis Fan Club squad. They're now just pre-flashing and charging, trying to get every round done as quickly as possible. Anger's going to jump into the vent, find one more. Crosby there waiting as he turned away. It's starting to become sort of an extermination here, and the Kurt Rambis Fan Club has to show that they're capable of stopping the flood.
Yep, and it's going to be tough for these guys as they are having trouble, but it looks like no bomb is down over at mid still, so even though they do get entry into A, they're not going to really get much out of it. Crucify the last one alive, and he's, look at it, you see that through the x-ray, he is going to get surrounded here and taken down by Adren. So that's going to end that round, and right now, I mean, Oh man, if they notice that iBUYPOWER is going to start being aggressive and pushing, then they could potentially just wait for that stack over in mid and get a couple kills and then snowball it over towards A for the most part, and maybe they could pick off a couple rounds by doing that.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to do it. I mean, you could begin to draw up strats in your head about how Kurt Rambis' fan club could start to win some of these rounds. Skadoodle brings down the Wolf after he trades Anger. 1-1, 4 left for each team. AZK finds Crosby, starts to spray, missed a few, but cleans it up. Crosby's down, 3 left for the T's, all wielding rifles. 1 Galil, however. And I think that bomb on the far side of the map is looking to enter. They're really, really dependent on hitting an entry frag here, and they haven't really been using too many set nades play like you prescribed. It could be the difference for their entries and the success of their rounds, but if they're not doing it and not setting themselves up, they're not really giving themselves a chance to win.
Yeah, and you know what? The nades, excuse me, the utility nades from Kurt Rambis Fan Club have been a little weak this game. They really haven't been using them effectively, and look, they're getting at least minimum 2 kills a round. So I mean, if they just started using nades to their advantage, I think they'd be able to be picking up more rounds than the one that they currently have.
It's hard for us to be overly critical because they don't have the money frequently to do these things, to buy nades, to buy weapons, and they'll be forced into another eco round this time. They have PC-50s, they'll be looking to get some easy headshots, and they'll charge bomb site B. Now, you tell yourself, set the plan, try to snowball some rounds, try to follow the script, but as soon as you run into the real iBUYPOWER and you run into how good they actually are, your plan gets kind of thrown out the door and you start doing this, you start rushing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you notice, Dazed and AZK are pushing up really hard. So I mean, if they use nades and maybe pre-nade it, get some extra damage down, and then take it by force, they could get into the site a little bit easier and have that bomb down with more health. Excuse me.
Yeah, Clay for the in-game leader position, for the coaching position, the Karn position for.
See, watching it, I could kind of analyze it, and make up plays. But if I was actually playing, I'd just be, I got to make this off shot. Nothing else.
Well, Clay loves his op, even though he doesn't play anymore. 11-1, iBUYPOWER looking to put up a very, very respectable first half. They'll probably, if they win this one, force another eco and end it with a 14-1 half. Kurt Rambis Fan Club, if they win out, their odds are still not that good. This map, Clay, we used to know the split on this, the literal percentage split on this one, but we know for a fact that it's just marginally T-sided.
Yeah, just a bit. I think maybe 9, 6, 8, 7-ish area, probably.
Yeah. Here comes a push. Daze steps right up to the boiler and loses his life. AZK trades out the opponent who brought him down. 4 left for the CTs, 3 left for the Ts. That's Carl, Crucify, and Colin. They are sporting an op, and if they rely on the opper, Colin, to hit his shot, they can make this an even battle. One thing, Clay, that I'm not seeing from Kurt Rambis Fan Club is the manipulation of the rotates. Right now that they've gotten people to rotate, their in-game strat caller really has to analyze the fact that they're causing the rotates and try to move backwards across the map, and they're not doing that quite effectively.
Yeah, I know one round I saw they had someone waiting in the vents as well for those rotators trying to cut them off, but they haven't really been doing it since then. I think they've been having a little bit of trouble here. Colin, nice off shot right there. Oh my god.
Yeah, faster than AZK. Anger has 2 above him. Colin does not have enough health to survive. He gets a double kill and wraps that one up. Now, you're right. Kurt Rambis Fan Club, we've typified them while casting them in the past as a team that's very good at shooting, and they've kind of relied on that, rolling over all the inferior teams that they've come across in CEVO. And as they've climbed the upper echelons into main, and they now have to face off against teams that are not only great at shooting, but also ultra coordinated, they too must bring up that portion of their game. They have to analyze, they have to use their body movements, right? They have to understand that manipulating rotates and pre-nading and understanding positions and encounter points is just as important at this level as the actual ability to lock on in somebody's head.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. I mean, having aim is one thing, but that at a certain point won't get you the ones that you need always, especially against these higher level teams. You just do need to start incorporating nades and strategies to be an effective team.
Anger sends a telegraph all the way from spawn. Colin gets 1 tapped or 2 tapped, and he loses his op. They're surrounded. The Wolf has trade out at Skadoodle, but AZK still holds the door. They're surrounded and being corralled, and if Crosby breaks free here, he could signal the huge flank. There's a chance. It's a small chance, but there's a chance. It's 3-on-3, relatively equal health. Crucify has held on to his position. He's engaged Anger and has gotten the better of that initial trade because he didn't really get tagged. He's down to 48 health, though. And Anger still at a healthy 70. He loses that battle. 2 Ts have moved into bomb side A. Here comes the plant. And the fast rotate. The first one that will be on the scene is AZK coming through construction, moving up to the top. He'll flash the horseshoe. And look. Wow. Oh my god. Carl never stood a chance. Gets obliterated. One left, that's Crosby. He's in the CTJ, not the CTJ, moved up to construction, knows there's someone in the smoke, and randoms the diffuser. That might have just been enough to win the round if he can do it one more time. Nope. Anger comes around the corner from the horseshoe, brings down Crosby. It's going to be 13-1 play, and my prediction might be closer than yours.
If they get the pistol around here on the last round, looking at their money, oh, they're still good to buy. Okay, so they could potentially get this one as well.
They could.
Let's see.
Is that your prediction?
16, huh? My prediction was 16-6, so I would hope that they get this round. So wielding the auto sniper here. What were you gonna say?
Well, somebody called me out for one slip in verbiage that I used. I totally said body movement, and it didn't even occur to me that I had reflected. Oh, no. Pre-nades, Crucify waiting at the corner, gets touchdown before he even had a chance to shoot that round. It didn't even occur to me that I was equating that to like bowel movements or something like that. So my apologies. Colin brings down Anger. Dren will trade him out. It's 3-on-3 again. You know, this passive play, if they were hitting their shots and setting up good traps, is really working well to them for them. Kurt Rambis Fan Club is bringing fights down to 3-on-3 now. It could be that they weren't prepared for this, but this is a good way to really enter the game, right? Use attrition, trade out. Don't worry about trying to get up on the other team. Trade out until you made it a 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 or 1-on-1 and try to win your battles there and try to outthink your opponents. But maybe it's too late in the half to really begin doing that. Yeah,
I think it is a little bit too late here, but I think I just want to go back to the fact that nades aren't really being used by Kurt Rambis Fan Club as effectively as they could be, you know?
Right.
One thing we just saw from iBUYPOWER is the use of having your partner there to do a flash for you and then have you do a quick peek while that person is either, blind or partially blind, and it gives you the advantage, and that's one way that you don't really see all teams using the nades.
Oh, Carl might have a double. He's got one more in him, and it's that last player. Day steps out. Please head. Yes! Yes!
Carl with the clutch, throwing out his guns like a boss. Doesn't care.
Doesn't even care. Long hair, Carl doesn't care. iBUYPOWER team. Kurt Rambis 2. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton, my partner is Klops, and if you're seeing a commercial right now, our apologies, but it does serve the channel well. It helps us grow. It does help us. It goes directly back into developing our channel. We're very much appreciative if you do turn off ad block and watch it. If not, and you're still with us, well, you're seeing a precursor to an inevitable battle between iBUYPOWER and Exertus. Exertus, after a slow start on Mirage, really showed that despite losing Summit and Bouncer, they're in great shape. They took it to complexity, and if not for a couple of lost ecos, that would have been really, really close.
Yeah, even with their recent roster changes, like you said, their chemistry seems to be looking good. I mean, taking it that close to complexity, definitely looking good in my favorite Kurt Rambis. Oh, excuse me, go ahead.
AZK will trade out 2 entries, good for iBUYPOWER, and a third. Crucify coming through the jail, loses his battle. I think, yeah, Crosby and Colin now retaking both from the same firing window, sort of. One coming through the shipping, one coming through up top. The last one alive is Colin, who gets jumping, piercing, Glock killed. Say that together. Jumping, piercing, Glock killed.
I saw the full rush coming from iBUYPOWER, and I thought for a second it was Kurt Rambis Fan Club, and because I honestly didn't expect a full 5-man just balls to the wall rush from iBUYPOWER, but that's what they went for, and it worked out for them, as we saw.
So we have a tie point coming. Very likely iBUYPOWER wins it because they won that last round, and after that another eco round, which will be a forced buy instead for Kurt Rambis Fan Club. iBUYPOWER effectively probably wraps this up in roughly 2 rounds. We know that they're playing well. We know that they are probably in the best form of all of North America. When they get to the lower bracket finals, is it enough to de-seat Exertus? When they get to the grand finals, if they made it past Exertus, is it enough to dethrone? I'm purposely doing that now, guys. Complexity. Your opinion?
We'll see. Well, like I said, I think Mirage might be one of their iBUYPOWER's weaker maps, but they do have the game tape from Complexity versus Exertus to see how Exertus played. and to see that, you know, they were pretty much focusing mostly on A so that they could set up a good defense there, they might be able to stymie Exertus and take the game quite easily, so.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate that. Look at that cold-blooded skin. I love that cold-blooded P90.
There's
It's
a lot
a
of
beauty.
good skins out there right now.
Yeah, these days, and that op red line. God.
Yeah, I know you want the Asimov so bad.
So bad. Adren nails Crucified. This one could be all but wrapped up. We're looking at a game point here. 4 left, and Kurt Rambis Fan Club, despite having the opportunity, has really chosen to buy pistols and armor this round, just hoping for the best. They call out good game. They know when they're overmatched. Sportsmanship still intact. We're quite happy for them that they are still composed. So they knew going into this one that they were probably the underdogs. iBUYPOWER will advance. They'll move on to the lower bracket finals. We've announced multiple things already. More Tuscan teasers coming next week, or actually the next broadcast, and look at Twitter for those leaked